Sometimes we get a little bit caught up doing the same old salads, but not this salad. This salad is magnificent. It's a combination of eggplant and squid, and I'm gonna make the most beautiful tahini sauce to go with it. So let's get started on it. First of all, some eggplant. These eggplant are called Japanese eggplant. You can see they're long and skinny. I love them because they look fantastic on the plate, but in regards to the flavor profile, very similar to the large eggplant. So by all means, you could use the large eggplant. You can just cut them into 4 pieces. Now I want to cook these as fast as possible, so what I do is just cut on a diagonal, trying not to go all the way through to the skin so they stay in their shape. And once you've done this, you want to place it into a tray and just season it with a little bit of salt, as I've done here, and just allow some of the moisture to come out of the eggplant, because eggplant is like a sponge. You can see how much water comes out of it. I do this to get any excess bitterness out. Now I want to dry them, so just a little bit of paper towel and press on them, and also just take away some of the salt there because you don't want it to be too salty. And once all of that excess water has gone, we can now place a little bit of olive oil on each of these eggplant halves and start grilling them. I go flesh side down, lovely sizzle, that's what I'm looking for. And these are going to take about 1 to 2 minutes. We'll keep an eye on them and then we'll turn them over to cook the skin side. Perfect. Now while they get some nice colour and soften up, we can start with our calamari. Now with the calamari, before I start to slice it, I just want to make a very small marinade, a little bit of garlic, very classic flavours that go with calamari. Just 1 garlic, and I'm just going to finely mince this into a bowl. And a little bit of lemon zest, and always zest your lemon straight into the bowl so we trap as many of those beautiful oils in there so we're not wasting any of the flavour of the lemon there. Fabulous. And all I need now is a little bit of salt, a touch of pepper, and some olive oil. And the olive oil, you only need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So put that to the side and we can start prepping the calamari. Now you can see that I've already cleaned the calamari. I've taken the skin off and the tentacles, and I'm just going to cut it straight down the centre here to open the calamari hood up. And by all means, you can change this recipe up. I've done this before with prawns because prawns go really well with eggplant. So depending on what your preference is, even grilled fish is fantastic with this. Now with a bigger knife, I'm just going to do a crisscross pattern here, and this is just going to help cook it again much faster, but it's also going to give it a lovely pattern once it's cooked. And then I'll go the other way. Try to get the little diamond effect roughly around the same size. And then what I like to do is make this look a little bit rustic, so it doesn't have to be cut perfectly. We'll cut it in half and then cut rough triangles. Now you don't need to marinate this for long at all. As long as everything is coated in that salt and lemon and garlic, it's ready to go into the pan. So I'll just finish this off and then we'll get grilling. Okay, have a look at this eggplant. It looks so good. It's pretty much cooked, but I'm just grilling the other side. And now let's get on to the dressing, because I really want to cook that calamari at the last minute. You want to serve it straight off the grill. I'm using some unhulled tahini here. You can get hulled and unhulled. This is my favourite at the moment because it does have a really wonderful nutty flavour to it. And you can see the colour. It's just gorgeous. So I'm using 1 tablespoon. And unhulled just means that the whole sesame seed has been left intact before it's been crushed. So now we need to add some more flavours to this. A little bit of garlic, extra garlic for this. Half a clove will be plenty. I'm also going to add a little bit more lemon zest to this, so carrying those flavours through and translating it through the whole dish is what we're looking for. So garlic, lemon zest, some honey now for some sweetness. And I'll add again about a dessert spoon. And I'm going to use a little bit of that lemon juice just to thin out this dressing. And we need obviously a little bit of acidity in any dressing you do. I'll start the whisking. And once it starts to thin out, what I'm going to do is add some yogurt. So this is the creamy component of it. You can see this is a really healthy dish. There's very little oil that's being used, a really nice healthy dressing here, and the flavour is there. It does need a little bit of salt, and I'm going to add some pepper. Okay, dressing's done. I've got another pan on here. It's really, really hot, and our calamari can go in. You don't want to overcrowd the pan because you do want it to cook quite fast. And as soon as it starts to curl up and change colour from that translucent colour to really white, you know that it's ready. While that's happening, and that's going to take moments, I'll just prepare my garnish. A pomegranate, a little bit of coriander, and also the freshness of mint. Look at that colour, gorgeous. All right, I'm going to get my big bowl for tossing. I'm going to place all of my eggplant in. I'm not going to chop it, I'm going to keep it just as is. I'm going to turn the heat off now from this grill. I'll bring it over here and we'll just pop that straight into the bowl. And while it's still warm, I'm going to add this tahini and yogurt dressing, and you'll see it'll start to melt over that calamari. And just with my tongs, I'm going to toss that together. Give it a really good toss so everything is coated. And now a big decorative plate, just like this one. And you'll see it's all mushy, but that's the way it should be. And a few more pieces of that calamari that we all love. And now to make it extra special, I'll just get a spoon, and you just want to tap the pomegranate straight over the top. So all those little jewels just drop quite organically over the top. And our herbs. You can chop the herbs if you like, but I'm going to keep them almost like little lettuce leaves for this salad. And we'll just drape them over the top. And there you have it. That's not a boring salad. For me, that is a salad that should be really celebrated. You could put that in the middle of the table with some crusty bread and be completely satisfied.